This is Ken Bone, and I never listen to None Taken.
The following program contains material that is just too cute. Viewer discretion is advised.
You know how people get shorter as they get older?
Yeah, that's a thing. Your spine compresses or whatever. Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, you might be answering my question.
What's the question?
Well, I don't want to ask you this.
But yeah, here we are.
I have a clip that's going to start the show.
Uh-huh.
And it by itself, it needs a partner. And I had this question down in my Just Asking Questions bin for quite a while, a couple weeks maybe now, ever since the incident. I was like, I should write that down.
Okay. The incident.
Do you think dicks get shorter as you get older? Just asking for a friend.
Yeah, I think that's, I mean, it depends on how, well, you're taking care of yourself. Like, it certainly can happen, yes, I think.
It's not for women!
Natasha, don't stop listening to this show. The whole show's not going to be like this, just for you listening. But it's got to get this off my chest, so to speak. Yep, I think my penis is getting shorter. Can I tell you why I think so?
Please do. The world wants to know.
I was sitting down and taking a piss, like I like to do.
Yeah, you're sitting and peeing. Okay,
sitting and peeing, like,
and it didn't touch the water, like.
So I used to just sit there, and it would, by weight or whatever length, it would point down into the bowl, and I could just pee hands free and play on my phone, right?
Yeah.
I can play my video games on my phone with.
You didn't have to push it down. It was just.
Exactly.
Hands free peeing.
And I went to do that, and it's like it's warm out. It's not like it was cold and in a weird.
Mm-hmm. Not a Seinfeld situation.
It felt the huge.
Uh-huh.
And I looked, and I'm pissing through that little slot between the seat and the lid, and it's just stubbed up there, pointing straight out. Like, didn't used to do that. Well, the good news is I got to clean my toilet again. It's right before my mom came into town, so I washed the toilet. Washed?
Good. You should, wash your toilets.
I washed my toilet.
Public service announcement, wash your toilets.
Well, I'll let you know if that gets better. I don't know.
Yeah, please keep us informed.
I mean, we are a Mountain Dew themed podcast, and that's what the rumor is, the Yellow 5, right, Alan?
Right.
Yeah. Drank too much Mountain Dew. That's how hardcore I am about Mountain Dew. I got to go straight. Just to get it down to a manageable size, Alan. The ladies were complaining.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Manageable size.
Yeah.
That's a good show title.
Yeah. Let's get back to our regularly scheduled program. We do have a big 4th of July show open for the Friday show, because you'll be listening to that the day it comes out. Of course, you're a great listener.
Mm-hmm.
And so that means today we are not going to do a 4th of July themed. This is the clip that got sent into the group chat that inspired that question.
Oh.
This is the last of the penis talk, okay?
Taco penis.
Mr. Taco Penis. Hold on. Where is that? Mr. Taco Penis. You shouldn't do this to me.
Mentally retarded.
No, whoa.
Whoa, hey now.
No.
Mr. President.
You cannot do that, Donald.
I don't have it. Tucker, Trump.
This looks small, but in person it's very big.
Is that good enough?
That's a fitting clip to play, actually.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where Mr. Taco Penis is. It's kind of hidden in here.
That's all right.
Hey, what up, my Nazi?
It's Fox and Friends.
I had black friends growing up.
It's kind of the opposite of all that.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
No, Susan, I will not be attending your Cinco de Mayo
You want
party.
that? You want that?
Sure. Let's do it.
Fuck you, Susan. I'm not going to your Cinco de Mayo party.
That's good. I think we got to the end of it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the show opening clip, Alan.
I just read an article about the health benefits of cold showers. So I tried taking a cold shower this morning. Was not a big fan. I don't like starting my day seeing my penis look really shriveled and tiny. Then hopping into the cold shower after that.
Don't let me in his damn house.
Should we hit record?
Yeah, Matt Kinney, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
You ready?
I am ready. Are you recording?
Yes. All right. Well, you want to start a show?
Let's start a show.
That podcast is filling your head with garbage.
No offense taken there.
Well, it sounds like none taken.
Boom!
Free episode number 584 of None Taken, the internet's only debate and current events show. Two political nomads from two different worlds. Shout out to Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band for the use of their song Ways and Means for intro music. And thank y'all for joining us. The time of this recording, it is Tuesday, June 30th, 2026. It's a great day for America. We are two coastal elites, here to recap another week of current events and sharing way too much of our tragic personal life, taking a sledgehammer to the culture war echo chambers. Coming to you from the shores of the mighty Cumberland in Madison, Tennessee, I'm your host, Cred, short for Credible. And right over there, about 2,400 miles to my northwest, my good friend Alan the Nature Boy Smith, coming to you from Timber Town, Morton, Washington. Please subscribe right now wherever you're listening to this. Tell your friends about us. Give us a 5-star review. Haven't asked for that for a long time. Look, I'm about to ask you to join the Patreon. Talk about that in a second. But if you don't feel like you got extra Patreon money in your pockets right now and you haven't left us a 5-star review, if you're on Spotify, they do reviews. Just give it a little review. If you're on Apple Pods, you go do a little review there. If you listen on some other third thing that's weird, like me, give a little review there. Yeah. We could use the review. It's good for the show. Head on over to None Taken Pod, though. nonetakenpod.com. Or we have a fun little domain. It's a real website called nonetaken.horse. And if you go to nonetaken.horse, you're going to see this zebra that says None Taken. And if you don't know it's a podcast, we put a big giant zebra dick with a podcast on it. That's our logo.
It is.
And if you scroll down, there's a link to join the Patreon. Do you want to tell them about the Patreon? I'll do the rest of this.
Absolutely.
Let's shake things up.
Join the Patreon. You can hear our hidden track that we do before every episode. We just did like a good hour and a half or so over there.
We talked about Iran there. That's where we did our Iran talk.
Yeah, it's more show. It's fun show.
It's not just silly stuff. It's silly stuff.
It is some silly stuff.
In fact, we do not have any How About That's in today's big show because all the How About That's were in our hidden track. But we also did Iran talk.
Indeed. It's more show. It's fun. You get the video aspect of the show as well, so you can watch the videos that we're playing. You can play along as you watch that. Or if you want to. You don't have to. You can also just get an RSS feed and have that audio just drop right into whatever your podcatcher is. Head over to nonetaken.horse for all your None Taken needs. That's all there.
Nice. You can do other stuff while you're there. We have a merch store. If you scroll down a little bit further, there's a merch store where it's cutting it close for the 4th. I don't think you'll be able to get it by the 4th, but we do have a shirt that says I love the theater and has John Wilkes Booth on it. We have another one that says I'm not really a theater person that has Abraham Lincoln on it. Come in all different types of colors. We got hats with the logo on it. We got long sleeves. We got hoodies. We got Democrats After Dark T-shirt. Mine's coming. Mine's in the mail.
Nice.
Mine's in the mail. It should arrive maybe even by the next show. And we've got None Taken and Alan's Edging Service cum rags and mugs that say we say cunt in this house. Mm-hmm. We got. Whoa, I just burped. Sorry about that. We have all kinds of bumper sticker. We got a bumper sticker that says, please don't honk at me. My dad is dead.
It's a magnet, not a sticker.
It's a bumper magnet, so you don't put a sticker on your car. Please don't honk at me. My dad is dead. There's ones for people that are momless as well.
We got these cool rocks glasses. We
got a rocks glass that has. Alan's displaying it there. You would watch that if you were in the Patreon. We get great reviews on that. Jeff Hancock Photography took a great picture of that. He posted that in the group chat.
Nice.
With a real high quality lens. He was testing his lenses, taking pictures of our rocks glass. And then you know what else you can do? Over at nonetakenpod.com, you can go down a little bit further, and you can support the people that support us. We got links down here where we got Slickets Digital for all your SEO and marketing needs. And right here, the aforementioned Jeff Hancock Photography. Jeff Hancock Photo for all your cock photography needs. Jeff Hancock Photography. Alan,
Hell yeah.
What is up?
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Hope you're all having a great week and had a great weekend. Man, dude, I had an awesome weekend.
Tell me about it.
I got...
Oh, you got your BBG.
I got my Blackstone grill.
Big black
griddle. And
Griddle.
I've never had a Blackstone before, and I was so excited.
Alan, African-American stone, please. It's 2026, okay?
I got her all seasoned up on Saturday, and then Sunday we had that big party. I don't know, 15, 20 people for the retirement thing I talked about last weekend or last week. And so I got to break her in, you know? And so I made burgers, I made dogs. It was a blast. I had a lot of fun. It was so cool.
Did you grill up like the onions and peppers on the grill for the dogs, or were they normal dogs? Tell me
just
about your
normal dogs. Like, yeah, normal dogs. So I started easy, got to ease her in. But I've been looking at fried rice on the griddle. I've been watching Instagram videos of it. I need to do that.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
I'm going to do it.
Hey,
I'm going to do it.
Can we back up a little bit?
Sure.
Do you have a favorite style of hot dog? I want two answers here.
Okay.
Fancy, like if you want to do something gourmet, what you like with the hot dog, and then just like the standard normal condiments everybody thinks of. What are your combinations there?
Okay, so hot dog, not sausages, not brats or anything, just hot dog.
Yeah, weirdo. Yeah.
Okay, hot dog. I like just a basic Grey Poupon and a little bit of ketchup, I think, is kind of like...
I already feel like your Grey Poupon is a violation. When I ask for something basic, like I was talking... Okay, so my answer is...
Yes.
No ketchup, but mustard and mayo. I like mustard and mayo. If it's just the three standard ones, I love mayo on there.
Okay, not for me.
What do you not like about mayo?
I love mayo. I just don't like mayo in a hot dog. I don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I will just raw dog a hot dog. Like I don't even need...
That's gross.
I don't need anything. Just the bun and the fucking hot dog.
Oh my god, I don't like
that's
that.
Fine.
You gotta lube it up a little bit. The bun's a little dry, you know.
Well, no, you
gotta
warm
have
it up.
something wet.
I warm
in
up
there.
the bun. Also,
it doesn't matter if it's warm. I'm saying like it's just the bun itself is like it's.
There's some
bread.
moisture in there if it's warm. I also like relish. I like relish. Relish and ketchup by itself is good.
So I think so then if I'm having something fancy, a real treat. Mid tier, definitely relish. Like stuff you can get at Costco. Onions, if it's stuff I can get at Costco, onions, relish, mustard, and if I can, mayo. But if I can't get mayo, that's fine. So onion, because they don't have that at
No,
Costco.
they don't.
But onions, relish, mustard, that's my Costco dog. And I love a Chicago dog. I love a Chicago dog. Put a fucking pickle on that shit. I love it.
Chicago dog is good. I don't do the onions on the dog. I don't like that either. I just ketchup.
It's about the texture, Alan.
Ketchup and relish.
Benjamin, man, I love trains.
I didn't mean to press the Benjamin.
All right, so then after that, we decided. The neighbors called and they're like, "Let's do some poker tonight." So I had a poker night Sunday, and I kicked ass. I have a wooden bowl I keep all my coins in for poker, and it was like half full. And by the end of the night, it was all the way full. Okay. And so it was a good night, man. Are
these real monies, or is this just where you? Okay.
Yeah, but it's not.
Did you make more money playing poker than you did betting on horses?
No, but I did all right.
Answer. Oh wait,
no, I did not.
Okay,
yeah,
you made more money on ponies.
It's a $2 max bet. So it's nothing crazy. But yeah, I keep the same bowl for every.
You won that much on the ponies, but yeah,
I won more than that. But yeah.
More than I did.
How about you, man? How was your
I had
weekend?
a great time. You know, I found this in my pocket, and it reminded me.
Was it a
I
rock?
didn't talk about this when
I
was doing the show last week. When I was sitting just looking in, I'm always looking for rocks whenever I'm on the river. Remember I was on the river with my mom was on the board. She was being annoying. All that stuff.
I recall this, yes.
I look down and see something shining. There's a fucking quarter. Can you see this in there?
I can see
I'll
it.
send you the picture of it. It's like super eroded from living. It probably spent years in the river.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of neat.
That's cool. What year?
84.
Okay. That's a good year.
Well, that's been this week's Rocks edition. Rocks! So, yeah, I had a good weekend, dude. It was a good weekend. It's my last weekend of freedom before I'm on call. I'm going to be on call from Thursday through Sunday. Friday, we stayed home, watched movies. We'll talk about that when we get to our media diet on the next show. Saturday, we went to the dog park. It was like really hot this weekend, really stormy. It's even hotter today. But we went to the dog park. Dogs had a great time. We met another guy with a Vizsla. We talked football and dogs and all kinds of stuff, travel and stuff with that guy. It was really like you meet these like little single serving fins that are kind of fun. And then we went to a burlesque show that night. Burlesque show was great. There was There's a lot of good performers. There was one, I would say, it was these 2 girls that went out there, and you know the Duro song, "Ice Cream Paint Job," cream on the outside, ice cream paint job. It was it'd make you wistful if you would have saw it, Alan. Makes you wistful.
And it was 2 girls. Yeah,
it's 2 girls. Yeah,
that's unusual.
Yeah.
Usually they're solo
it's different.
performers.
It's nice. It's unusual. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Sunday, we should stop though because my wife listens to this program. I mean, I don't want to sound too wistful. Not as wistful as I am when I watch her show.
Indeed. Okay.
She knows. We've talked. It was the best show. It was literally a great show. They were like so well choreographed, and they were like perfectly on time. Like it wasn't like amateur hour where like one person's turning and then this person's not ready. It was really
like
good.
synchronized burlesque.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go, Alan.
Okay.
And dude, it was hot as fuck on Sunday, and like I was hoping Natasha would say she doesn't feel like going to the lake because it said it was 95 degrees, and you know that's coming with humidity because it's the south.
That's way too hot.
And I was just like, I hope she doesn't want to go to the lake. She's like, no, I want to go to the lake. I'm like, fine. So, and I don't really outwardly express that because like I don't want to be a bitch about it. And then we go there and it's fucking great. It was hot, but it was great. It's always like, it feels like 10. I would have thought it was in the mid 80s, which is hot, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like 90s with 90% humidity.
And the water is cool.
The water is not cool, but it's not hot. It was the water. Yeah, the water's been heating up, but because the lake's still shallow, it's not as full as it used to. In fact, fishermen were like walking over to our spot again. It was very annoying. Because the fishermen will wade out there, so they wade out, and then I'm like, "Hey, get out of our spot!" But whatever, it's fine. It's not really ours.
The dogs had a good time.
Dogs had a great time. I have this new trick for playing fetch with Mithra, where so if I break the paddle, it breaks in half. If I break it in half, I can use it I can use the oar as a baseball bat. Yeah.
A cricket bat.
But it's a little too short when it's that way.
Okay.
And I finally realized I'll just keep it full length. And I'll treat it like a hockey stick. And it's actually kind of nice because then you don't wind up as much. You just keep it down low and you throw it up and you let it fall longer. So you have more time to like time it. It does, like, as an American that's grown up playing baseball where I self-pitch that often.
Yeah.
You're used to the timing for it to end up at about, chest height. It takes you a while to teach your body to let it fall lower until you hit it. But once I trained myself to it, man, I was having so much fun. I was wailing it and Mithra was having a great time. In fact, I didn't notice that I got a horrible sunburn. I spent so much time not putting sunscreen on my chest because I got all these chest pubes. And I was just like, nothing's going to get me there. Oh my God. It's just like a big, like, chevron.
Painful?
On my chest.
Or is it?
When I shower, I almost said if I shower. I shower, okay? When I shower and the water hits me right there, I have to turn the water pretty cold. Like the opening clip. Maybe that's why. Maybe
cold shower.
Too
It's
cold
good for you.
showers now. Yeah. Maybe that's why. But yeah, other than that, things have been good. It's a good time.
Sweet. It's a good time.
Do we want to do a little bit of podcast?
Let's do it.
Let's do a little bit of podcast. I've got some comedy clips here. This one was sent in by Thrash Bastard. This is another one starring Kumi Nujuni from
Kumail.
What?
Kumail.
How do you say
Nanjiani.
Oh, Kumi?
Yeah, Kumi like you said. Yeah.
Kumi Nujini.
This is really keeping me up at night. Okay, see if you can follow this. White people get to have every different hair and eye color there is possible naturally, and every other race gets the exact same ones. White people can have red hair and blonde hair and auburn hair and green eyes and blue eyes and hazel eyes, and every other race gets black hair and black eyes. Across the board, every other race. Asian people, black people, my kind of Asian people, Hispanic people, we just get black hair and black eyes. What the fuck is that about? I can't figure it out. The best I can come up with is that God loves you more, but I know that can't be true. He sees what you're like.
It's
That's
chromosomes.
some good observational humor, right?
It is.
Yeah, you don't really get that much observational humor. Did you ever notice that black people all have bread? See, it's weird now, right? Okay.
That airport food, you ever notice that?
Yeah. Tastes good. No airport food. No. What's the deal with airport food? That's not the joke.
It's airplane food. I know.
It is airplane food.
Yeah.
And also, airplane food depends on where you're traveling from. Like, we had really good airplane food. I don't know if you know this, but I went to Italy.
I've heard of this.
Bobby Ferg sent me, he was like, do you ever think that a coyote swims back to Angel Island? And he's like, so that coyote has his friend Alan back at Angel Island. And he's like, hey, did I ever tell you about this time I swam to Alcatraz and ate all this food?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, do you ever think... I don't know what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, when you're flying back from Italy and France, they load the plane up with good food from that country.
Yeah, nice. It's a smorgasbord.
That's
not how you say that.
I think that's Greek.
Yeah, okay.
That's what's on the inside of your foreskin. This is Nameless sent this one in. This is a complaint about Dyson, the vacuum company, you know?
Oh.
Dyson? Yeah. Okay.
Boy, I wrote a real humdinger of an email to the Dyson company. You guys know Dyson? They make vacuum cleaners.
I like this lady, Emmy Blotnick.
I wrote them an email because I found out that they don't make a vibrator, and I think that's a bunch of bullshit. That's fucked up. They have all the parts. They have all the parts you need to make the greatest vibrator in the world, and they don't do it. They won't just combine them. It's so frustrating. It's like, you ever go to a restaurant and you're like, I know it's not on the menu, but can I get a grilled cheese? And they're like, no. You're like, yeah, but you got the bread and the cheese in the grill. Can you just put them together so I can shove it in my vagina and go to bed?
There we go.
What is the holdup here? Dyson. They make hand dryers. I mean, it's the exact opposite of what I want. You know, I don't know how to get it through to them. Because you see the commercials for Dyson sometimes. It's this uptight British guy in black and white, and he goes, more suction. And it's like, yeah, exactly. Oh, so this email got out of hand. It had a dismount. I wrote, so James Dyson, if you're reading this, you better get your act together and make a smooth, sleek dick, you bottom shelf Richard Branson bitch.
Oh, shit. Wow.
And I hit send.
That escalated quickly.
And Salma, guess what?
She's telling this joke in Selma, Mississippi. Jesus Christ.
Salma, guess what?
Bold.
They fucking wrote me back. They wrote back. They said they were going to forward it to the correct department, which I believe is the police.
At least legal. Yeah. That's good, right?
That's really good. I'm just imagining it because it's like that Dyson, like orange and purple, and
yeah.
you know, like
it stand out weird. Yeah. But, I mean, they can take a page from Hitachi. I mean, Hitachi's right there showing them how to do it.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
I think that was supposed to be a back massager, by the way. When
it is a back massager, Alan.
Sure, that's what it is.
Okay.
You gotta have a 220 line to plug that thing in, I think. You know?
Jesus. Now I'm thinking about a 460. Okay. So this is, how do you say that? Ooh, let's try this. Acetaminophen.
See, Azerbaijan?
Well, okay. Anymalik. Anymalik.
Sure.
No.
Sounds right.
Anyi
Malik.
Well, anyways, this is really funny because this is who sent this? Hold on, I give some credit. Bobby Ferg sent this.
Okay.
This is well, you know what? The only thing I can think of to summarize it, it's going to ruin the joke. It's only 30 seconds. Ready?
Ready.
Polyamory, y'all out there in the poly streets.
Look, there's a zebra.
There is.
It's a comedy club called the Zebra Room. And it looks like he's talking about polyamory.
Y'all out there in the poly streets. Leave it up to white folks to make having hoes sound gay as fuck. Wow. Niggas did it. Y'all gentrified players. How'd you do it? I don't even want to be a player no more. What you did? My primary partner and my secondary partner. Our ancillary partners. These are probably cool. Nigga, you talking about your main bitch? And your side bitch and the hoes. Nigga, we lost the recipes. Oh.
You lost the recipes. Isn't that great?
That's pretty great.
Somebody. Nope, that's it. Yeah, they gentrified hoes.
The real estate prices are going to go through the roof.
What?
The real estate prices are going to go through the roof now.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Then this is just one more quick one I found about Alan Strickland Williams. Love Alan Strickland Williams. Very under the radar still criminally. There's a quick 12-second joke from Alan Strickland Williams.
Do you guys know this? They actually used to put cocaine in Coca-Cola. Do you know you still can?
Nobody's going to stop you. Yeah.
That's very good.
It kind of makes you want to try it, right? You're like, oh, yeah. You know what? I never really thought about the fact that I could still do that.
You can add all you want. Put that
the
in the
Colombians
machine.
did it for us, and then they took it out of it, right? That was a good joke. Remember when Noriega did that?
Yeah.
And do you remember what I'm talking about? That was
Actually,
how they would smuggle it in. They would they reintroduced cocaine to it, and then they removed it from. They had a process to take it back out of it.
That's hilarious. I forgot about that entirely. Yeah.
Well, anyways, we got a serious podcast to get to. Here we are, 26 minutes in. I think we should get to. So normally we have a transitionary. How about that subject that's slightly less silly, maybe a little bit more. We're just gonna get right into the Supreme Court.
Just gonna raw dog it. Just go.
We got a lot to. Like you with the dry hot dog. I don't like that, man. Hey, what did you say the name of the show should have been? It was something earlier.
Oh, I can't remember that now. That was a while
something
ago.
About my wiener. Oh, raw dog. You know, raw dog's not bad.
Raw dog isn't bad. Yeah.
No. And it'll be a hot dog, right? Okay. Now let's talk about the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court had a lot of decisions that came out this week, and we got a lot to get to talk about. So no more dallying or dillying, but certainly no dallying. So I guess let's talk about the TPS one first. So this is one of the ones that came out first. So late last week, I think this was on Friday, right?
Yeah.
They announced that it's like 3,000 or 4,000 Haitians. No, Syrians. So they were people who had their temporary protective status revoked by the dog killer Kristi Noem.
Correct. Yeah.
So it was a few thousand Syrians and 350,000 Haitians. There are other groups like Venezuelans and Ukrainians that are coming up for their renewal, that it's going to be declined or it's going to be stripped from them. So that'll be interesting to see with those. But these were the ones that Kristi Noem stripped temporary protective status from without going through the process. So when TPS was created, there's like several pages of dialogue in the creation of temporary protective status about how the status can be determined to be stripped away and revoked. Meaning like, hey, these people came here because their country was a war-torn hellhole and they came here for safety. We'll reassess the status of the country they left from. And if we determine that that's, in this process that we go through, that's what these several pages are that I'm referring to.
Correct. Yes.
Kristi Noem didn't do any of that. She just stripped their TPS. And then there was these challenges that went through the courts. And it ended up at the Supreme Court. So if you're following me, what I'm saying is the dog-killing DHS secretary, Kristi Noem, who doesn't even have the job anymore, disobeyed all of the language within the statute about how you remove protective status, and then just took away the status, just stripped it, right?
Unilaterally, yes.
And what the court determined, what the Supreme Court determined in their decision on Friday, is that because the jurisdiction stripping statute in TPS is so broad, Supreme Court said that you can actually just dismiss any challenge immediately, whether the secretary followed the laws or not, because the jurisdiction stripping status is so broad, it doesn't really matter that in the same fucking document as the jurisdiction stripping status, there's a bunch of steps about how you're supposed to go about that process. Since they gave so much power to that position, they're just dismissing it regardless whether she followed the steps that they also described in the same fucking document. Yes?
These fucking broads. Am I right?
Okay, but I'm talking about the Supreme Court here, though. Yeah, they are literally finding ways to justify their predetermined preference.
Of course.
And then working out, because that logic doesn't make sense. If you look at the document, it has all these things you're supposed to do before you strip status. But then they're like, actually, the one line or two about who has the power to remove this status is actually pretty vague and broad. It doesn't really matter that they went to the effort of describing all these other ways that you actually go about removing the status. We can just ignore the fact that they didn't do all that. legally or not or illegally, this person has enough power to do that because this section of the same document is so vague. That does not make any sense. It really doesn't. No document would have two conflicting thoughts like that. One of them is several lines of how you restrict status. The other one just kind of makes it sound like if you squint at it, right, they have the power to skip all the other shit that they just happen to take the time to write down for no reason. Like, I've listened to a lot of the history of the court, and I know they weren't always perfect, but I know they used to be open to experiencing a mind-changing argument, and these guys aren't doing that. They just went in there being like, how can I make a sentence that I could write down to believe what I want, which is to remove this status?
Yeah, exactly. It only makes sense if you begin with what your goal is, and then you try to work backwards to get there and find a way to do it, which is what happened here.
I get it that you should be able to say, hey, you don't get to be here forever on temporary protective status. Because when I hear the way this has been reported ever since this happened, people, NPR, New York Times, they're like, some of these people have been living here for decades. It's like, okay, you're not really making the case that someone's going to want to believe in that temporary protective status should be permanent. Like you don't get to tell me that. Like, they're like, oh, these people have spent decades here. Their lives are going to get upturned. It's like, well, it's under temporary protective status. Like, I have no problem accepting that it might end sometime. Like, maybe Haiti is in a better situation, people can go back. Maybe Syria is a better situation, people go back. Maybe you could argue Syria is certainly better than it was before. But they're supposed to go through the process of doing that, and they're not going through the process. They're just unilaterally doing that. And the court's like, actually, that person does have that power, even though they went through all these steps to describe how you're supposed to do it, right? And what's crazy is that Amy Coney Barrett is kind of the only person in the conservative group of this court that actually seems open to having her mind changed frequently. And she's the one that voted for this, even though she has 2 Haitian adopted kids.
Yeah, I mean, so it's supposed to go through the State Department, and they're supposed to do an assessment of the country and say, well, have the conditions changed that allowed them to have TPS to begin with? And obviously, Haiti is still, it's still a shit show. And so nothing's changed there.
Some things.
And so so none of that was done. None of the process was done. And Nome just unilaterally decided to end this TPS, and now SCOTUS has allowed that to continue to happen.
And there's arguments as to like, how are we taking this? Let's think about how we got here with some of these groups. Like, we're talking about the Haitians, right? The Haitians have a good case to say, hey, we are being singled out here because this got directed by Trump and enacted by Kristi Noem, right?
Yes.
So you would think that there's like an equal protection, like racial discrimination clause or a case to be made. And the court kind of, in the dissents, were like, hey, people have, or like the advisory opinions, I think, were like, people can still challenge this under an equal protection case, meaning like, are people being
singled out by
racially singled out, racially discriminated. And to prove that, you would have to point at language by the people that are doing this that proves that they have animosity towards those people. Samuel Alito tried to undermine that as a rebuttal to this decision, saying, nothing that's being said by President Trump and Kristi Noem really rose to a racial valence. I think that's the quote, rose to a racial valence.
Yes.
And then he said that because, and now I'm paraphrasing, because people basically make a lot of racist statements all the time now. So it's really not that high above the background noise. His argument was literally like, people are so fucking racist right now that when the president says it, he's not much more racist than anybody else.
Right. He was like, the Overton window is moved. Like, you guys, like, it's fine.
Yes.
This is acceptable commentary in today's society.
So just for a reminder, these are the things that the president said.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
And then he also said this.
If you take a look at what's happening in Haiti, a tremendous problem with AIDS. Many of those people will probably have AIDS, and they're coming into our country.
And this, which, by the way, like when I hear Haiti and AIDS, I think of like the 80s, right? Or maybe the 90s, right? Okay. And then he said this.
And they said, and there's some nice people, do you mind? But we always take people from Somalia, places that are a disaster, right? Filthy, dirty, disgusting, ridden with crime. The only thing they're good at is going after ships. But they don't go after our ships. You know why? Because that same missile.
He's like, wait, not our ships. Wait, what did I say about ships? Don't let me get distracted though. And then this one. Let's not forget this banger, Alan. Hold on, give me a second, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Ruining our country. And it's true. They're destroying the blood of our country. That's what they're doing. They're destroying our country. They don't like it when I said that. And I never read Mein Kampf.
This is him backtracking when he said that they're poisoning the blood. He's like, hey, I never read Mein Kampf.
Yeah.
Hey, I just came to the same position that Hitler had all on my own. You think I'm some kind of copycat? You think I copied Hitler? No, these were my own original thoughts that were the same as his. That's not better. That's probably worse.
It's actually worse.
They said, Hitler said that in a much different way. And they're destroying the blood of our country. They're destroying the fabric of our country.
Yeah, what he said was they're poisoning the blood, which really wasn't any different. Yeah.
No.
So Samuel Alito says this doesn't have a racial valence to it. Okay. So maybe you don't want to believe the president on this, but you can listen to his propagandist. Here's Megyn Kelly. This is Megyn Kelly after the court made its decision.
Been going on for over a dozen years. Go home. Get out. We know our country's better than yours. That's because we filled it with our work ethic and our culture and our values. You being here only dilutes it for us, those who built it and live it. And half of you people, more than half, you won't assimilate. We don't want you. We don't care if you're offended. Get out. Go home. Go back to fucking Haiti. And look, this has been going.
And I'll just remind you that the actual American dream, which a lot of people feel like isn't attainable anymore, is the idea that your children, that you will come to America and your children will live a better life than you did.
Right.
And it's really hard to do that anymore. But these Haitians are here, hopefully trying to do that. But you don't get to do that when people make those assertions about you, right?
She chose to say dilute. That was a choice. That was, interesting adjective, Megyn. Interesting.
I appreciate you catching that.
Yeah.
And then don't forget, when they were interviewing that factory owner in Springfield, Ohio, he's like, I employ a lot of Haitians and I wish I could hire more of them. And this is getting in the way of what I would like to do to run my business, because they show up on time, they work hard. I don't have to worry about them getting drunk on their lunch break. These are model employees. Yeah.
By all accounts, it's been great for the economy there, like the influx of those immigrants.
Oh, yeah. Remember, it's driven up home prices and they're complaining about it.
Right. Yes. Yeah. An odd thing.
Which is it? Are they a leech and they're not, contributing to society, or are they buying houses with money that they earned from working?
Yeah. Right. Pick one. Pick a lane.
Yeah. Yep. Don't have to. It's MAGA, dude. They also don't understand, as we'll get to soon, precedence, the concept of precedence. So really not going to expect them to understand picking a lane.
There does seem to be a lack of that, yes.
Yeah. Can we talk about the border crossing thing on Friday? Because that one's still kind of loose in my mind. I don't really kind of get... I feel like that kind of got lost in this TPS
The metering thing?
Yeah, I don't know, honestly. What was they made some other thing about like where asylum takes place. Can you do it in a sentence or two? Or do you want to do it on Friday, or do you want to do it here?
I think I can do it here.
Okay.
So this actually started, I think, under the Biden administration, where they...
there was a Supreme Court decision about what you're saying right now.
Yeah. So there was metering. They called it metering, essentially, is where they would stop people on the Mexico side of the border and say, look, we're too full. We've had too many people come across.
Do not come.
Right. Yeah, don't come. So they would stop them and say, no, we've already met our quota today. You got to go back.
Moose up front should have told you.
Yeah. And so then... the Trump administration continued that. It went to court, and then the administration said, "Look, we're not doing it anymore. Like, you can't. This is moot, essentially.
Wow.
Like, they stopped that program, and so it went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said, you can do it. It's fine. It's okay. You can keep doing that. And the whole thing is like they're not even doing it anymore. But I guess
I honestly don't feel like I have a problem with that version of.
I don't either, really.
I mean, it feels like it would stop people from going across the Sonora.
Especially the amount of people that were coming over under Biden, right? Like that was an issue. So they did this to mitigate that.
Stop people further back, basically, is what sounds good to me. Yeah.
Well, because
if they were doing this at points of entry, it would force people to go to non-points of entry, which is how they end up crossing the Sonora.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
That's bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay. This one I think is one of the big ones. So let's talk about the Slaughter case, which weird name, man. That's a lady's last name that took the case. So Trump fired a Democrat commissioner of, I don't know what agency, if you remember.
FTC, I think.
FTC. Okay.
Yeah.
I think you are right.
Yeah.
Her last name was Slaughter, and she was saying, hey, the Tenure of Office Act seems to have a problem with what you're doing. You know, I get to serve out my time. The president can't just fire me unless there's good cause. And he was like, no, I should be able to fire you for if I want to. You serve at the at my pleasure, whether you're appointed by another president with an expectation of a certain term. Right? So far? Okay.
Yeah, actually, I think Trump put her there first in his first.
Oh, that's hilarious.
The first term.
That's
and
even
then,
funnier.
And then Biden reappointed her.
Okay.
And then
and then there was a lot of these people that he has been firing have been Democrats, which is kind of the thing that's very politically motivated about it all, right? So, what the court side, actually, can you do a summary of what the court cited? I have mostly commentary on this. I have mostly commentary and like a way of describing it like in another way. So if you can do a simple description of what they
essentially the court overturned like 90 years of precedent with the Humphreys Executor Act and said that no, the executive branch absolutely can fire these people regardless of cause. Like this, that was the...
What they basically said was that these agencies were created by the executive branch, and it's just a big misunderstanding that you guys thought that Congress was the person that could fire them, or that the president could only fire them under certain situations. Really, these agencies were created by the executive branch. The executive should have always had the ability to fire these people. It's silly. We just cleared that up for you.
Right. 90 years was wrong. We did it wrong the whole time.
Turns out every president, every crooked president you could think of, just never really understood that he could do this. So they said that these agencies have, one of the things that they said in this decision that the Supreme Court said was that these agencies have more powers than they had in previous administrations. And as the time has gone by, these agencies have accrued.
They become more powerful.
More powerful. And therefore, it requires the president to be able to fire the commissioners. Like, you could just not have a king, and as the Supreme Court, a co-equal branch of government, remove those additional powers that got assigned to those agencies, and then not give the president firing power that was not understood to be the case for 90 years. But no, your reason for giving the president even more fucking power, we're giving the executive branch, whose job is to execute what the legislative branch creates. It's the whole job of the executive branch. You're giving them more powers because, oopsies, these people got too strong.
Right. I mean, and that's the whole point. So what you just said is just to flush that out is that these agencies were created because Congress passed laws to create them and said what they were supposed to do, like what the FTC is supposed to do, whatever the Department of Education is supposed to do.
And then they were underneath the executive branch. So they were created by Congress and ran by the executive branch.
Yes, but the whole point was that Congress created them, so Congress should have the power to do that.
Yeah,
not
that's why
the
they
executive.
thought that. Turns out, no, they gave it to the president, and the president's always had that power. Nobody
Apparently.
knew that. Yeah. I'm just going to put this out there. It's an idea. We'll see if it catches on. Maybe we can, treat the Supreme Court as someone that can mitigate this and not just give more power to one agency, and we'll call it checks and balances.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Try that one out.
We should try that. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Catch on. Yeah,
dude, that's brilliant.
I have trouble squaring this and the Chevron deference decision from a year or so ago. I feel like Chevron deference was like these agencies have too much power. I don't understand. This feels like another version. I don't know. Maybe I'm inviting a conversation that I haven't prepared myself mentally for. And Chevron deference, I have to wrap my head around it. So I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but this seems to be not necessarily at conflict, but this decision seems it's either unnecessary because of my understanding of Chevron deference, or because it's like how the agencies can't have more power if you're saying you have more power to control those agencies already.
Chevron deference already would have mitigated the power that
that's what I thought.
That these agencies would have accrued.
Right.
This is just concentrating more power, in the unitary executive.
Oh, we've made the unitary executive more. Okay. Well, now you're reading my mail. Let's get to that. So John fucking Roberts, and who I should, there's a lot of times we just say people's names. Maybe somebody thinks he's just one of these judges. No, he's the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, John Roberts.
Yes.
He quoted Andrew fucking Johnson.
Jesus Christ.
In his decision. Andrew Johnson, who I'll remind you only became president because Abraham Lincoln got shot in the fucking head.
Jackson, by the way, I'll just say Jackson, not Johnson, right?
No.
Oh, Johnson.
Andrew Jackson won in 1828.
You're right.
Or 32.
You're correct. Yeah.
Andrew, no, you're thinking of the one that didn't win an election, Andy Johnson.
Okay. Yes, you're correct. Yes.
Andrew Johnson. And since you don't remember, let me remind you. Andrew Johnson, who wanted to fire all the Reconstructionists in the South, all the generals, everybody who was in charge of Reconstruction of the South. And he also wanted to fire Edwin Stanton, who is a fucking hero. Edwin Stanton is the only reason the Republic made it through Lincoln's assassination. That man, that guy is not appreciated enough in the history books. Edwin Stanton, the Secretary of War, actually, because that was... that
was a thing, yeah.
That was Lincoln's Mars. He called him Mars, the God of War. So Andy Johnson wanted a racist Southerner who was put on the ticket to help Lincoln win the South. Andrew Johnson wanted to fire all the Reconstructionists and Edwin Stanton. That is what led to Congress trying to stop Andrew Johnson from doing that. And then Congress passed the Tenure of Office Act. And then Andrew Johnson fired all those people anyways. And then the House impeached him and it didn't make it through the Senate. So that is who John Roberts quoted in his decision on this today. He quoted Andy Johnson,
the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court,
the president who wanted to prevent Reconstruction in the South, the racist Southerner. That's who. And now, who tried to undermine Reconstruction, sorry, that's so frustrating. That's so infuriating. The accidental president, right? Somebody that's who your legal analysis, that's your deep legal quote is the fact that he wants to get out of here, man. But it does make sense because that is an embodiment. What Andrew Johnson was trying to do, that is an embodiment of the unitary executive theory, right?
Yes.
I feel like this has been a huge win for the Trump administration and its coup with the Supreme Court justices that it's been able to put in place. But I think one thing that's been lost in this, it was a real big win for the neocons because at its core, this is an acceptance and expansion of the unitary executive theory. If unitary executive theory is true, follow me on this decision. On this decision about the firing commissioners, right? Firing executive branch commissioners. If the unitary executive theory is true, then the way that they were doing things prior to this decision was wrong. And 90 years of precedence has just been a mistake because the president has always had this power. That's what the unitary executive means. And do you know why John Roberts loves the unitary executive theory?
Do tell.
Because he was appointed by the biggest proponent of the theory, President Dick Cheney.
Which president was he? I forgot which number Dick Cheney was.
43.
40 and a half, 43 and a half. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Sotomayor read her dissent on this for 5 minutes, and it was 50 pages long. She only read for 5 minutes. I don't know if she said I respectfully dissent. She didn't, because that's been a thing. Do you want to talk about that? I've been talking for a while.
Yeah, so the Supreme Court has definitely been they have these sort of
clicks and spats and beefs. Biff.
Well, but they have these unwritten rules of how decorum, right? How they're supposed to act. And usually in dissent, you say respectfully, I dissent, whatever. She did not say
respectfully, that. Sir, you're a cunt. It's fine. Right. I said respectfully.
I said respectfully. Yeah, that was not said. It's become a lot more heated. You can tell that there is.
So their way of being real cunty is to be I dissent. We're
I'm not going to follow.
Did you hear that? They didn't say respectfully.
I'm not going to follow decorum. Essentially, okay. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Sotomayor read her 5 minutes of her dissent. I don't know, man. In a better world, I feel like in the old world and the way things were. And now I don't mean forever ago, right? There was presidents where they went through this, where they were you should be able to fire this person, and we'll see what happens. And then the other side the other side wins in the next election, and they swing it back. The pendulum swings, crazily. But in a better world, like these positions, these jobs, these commissioner positions wouldn't be treated like partisan games, right? Like fucking random commissioners? You think I give a fuck about that? You think anybody are you kidding me? The president needs to get involved in firing, and they need to make sure that the Supreme Court makes a decision whether they can. Are you kidding me? This is so asinine that we even get down to this point. But I gave her asinine, Alan. But here we are. And in the future, a Democrat's going to swing this back the other way, and it's going to be brutal. Like, I made a post about that today, and so many MAGA boomers were like, oh, well, your side would love that. You're going to do the exact same thing you guys are complaining. It's like, first of all, I know that I'm new to you. I don't have a side on this other than I'm against MAGA. So, like, you have correctly identified that I don't like your cult. But, like, I don't think it's a good thing that it's going to, because the Democrat is going to be in power again unless they do something drastic.
At some point, yeah.
Maybe, right?
Maybe.
And this is going to swing back, and it's going to be decades of this shit because the Supreme Court just, and the only silver lining is that in this decision, the Supreme Court has sowed the death for MAGA. Like, because all of these people that have been replaced, Trump's going to fire all these Democrats. He's going to replace them with MAGA grifters and sycophants, but I repeat myself. And then the next Democrat that's going to be in power is going to fire those people, and they're going to say, like, what? The Supreme Court said I could do so.
Yeah. That seems likely.
And that's how we root MAGA out, and that's how we get our fucking trials.
So that Sotomayor 5 minutes dissent, Roberts responded to that, and he was like,
is that the one where Roberts did?
I think it was Roberts. Yeah, he's like, I didn't expect this. This
Alito.
wasn't. Oh, it was Alito. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't expect this. This wasn't supposed to happen. Now I have to respond.
I've never heard of a rebuttal to a dissent.
I have not ever heard.
I've also heard of reading a dissent that happens. Like, maybe it doesn't happen all the time, but like this is pretty precedent defining.
She didn't say respectfully, Dustin.
That's a good point. I forgot about that. Never mind. Yeah, it's the subtleties, right? Ass a 9.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Fed governor.
Oh, yes.
Fed governor. So if you're following, you're like, okay, so the president has the power to fire anybody who works within the executive office or executive that falls under the executive. Basically, anybody that's an officer, commissioner, whatever, people can fired by the president. It seems to be the president's got the power. It's a unitary executive. And then idiots over at the New York Times are like, but in a separate decision, they're like, how come he can't fire the head of the Fed? It's like, well, the Fed has been strictly designed to be a quasi-independent entity, right? Like it is not supposed to be, it is truly not supposed to be up for, presidents always want to either have lower or higher interest rates, normally lower.
Yeah.
And there is temptation for the president to, reach into and control that and fire people that aren't making the rates that they want. And it's understood. I don't feel like the New York Times, I feel like people that listen and pay attention to the New York Times shouldn't be on the list of people that need to be explained why the Fed is supposed to be treated differently. I feel like as someone who's going to listen to the New York Times report the news, I shouldn't have to be, you ever you go to a meeting that everyone in the company goes to, so you're like, yeah, you got to preach this to the lowest common denominator. All the idiots that don't fucking understand the basic shit, got to learn the basic shit. I'll tune in the second half. I don't feel like I should have to deal with that with the New York Times, but of course I do, right? Like they just think their audience is morons, and they're like, no, the Supreme Court made a different decision for them because it's different. Like no fucking shit, it's different. It's the Fed. It's not the same thing.
Well, I slight counterpoint to that would be that
its charter. Okay.
In the decision that the Supreme Court,
you're going to talk about what Thomas said?
Well, they said this is, I don't know if it was Thomas, but essentially they said, look, this is an institution that's typically been independent. It's self-funded. It's required to have liquidity, and these companies need to rely on the Fed to be what it is.
Yeah, if
for the
you start
economy.
firing people here, it has international implications. It's not like the FDA.
But I would say it's even worse than that. I would say it is. Okay, FTC is to protect the little guy, right? FTC is protects you and me from these monopolies gouging us with prices. But the Fed, that's for corporations to make sure they can borrow money and there's enough money flowing around the economy for them to do business. So we're going to protect that. But fuck you.
I see
know
that way. I do see what you mean,
Yeah.
but I also see the reality of the fact that if the president meddles with the head of the Fed to get the rates that he wants, that is literally how you end up with, Turkey and places where they set whatever they want as the interest rate.
I 100% agree with that. I just think
that has more profound implications than than pollution and things like that. Which are pollution was a really bad one to start with. Pollution was a bad one to start with.
I agree with you. I just think that similarly, the president shouldn't be able to put his thumb on the scale at the EPA or the FTC.
You know what? Okay, fair.
Yeah.
I can see it going backwards, but it shouldn't go the other way. I can see it being like, if you're going to make the decision in this one, you should use that same logic for the other one. But they were saying, like, well, if they made that decision in that one, why can't he just fire the Fed? It's like, well, speaking of which, here's what Thomas said. Thomas said in his dissent that, well, if he's allowed to fire executive employees in the slaughter case, then he should be able to do it in all cases. Further proving that he isn't a real conservative, that he's just a MAGA shill. But again, I repeat myself. In all seriousness, if you think that we need to be breaking down all of this precedence, should it really be over like lousy accusations of mortgage fraud? Brought to you by Bill fucking Pulte with his poster boards. That's how we got here. Accusations that this Fed chair, I don't remember her name right now, was Lisa Cook had lied on some application. Like, really? That's what we're going to fire her for. Because you can fire her for good reasons. There's always been a mechanism to fire somebody from the Fed. You just found a shit reason, and then you didn't like that they said no to that, and you took it to the Supreme Court, and they heard it. Get the fuck out of here. What a waste of all of our time.
Yeah, the 100-year mortgage guy.
The 100-year mortgage guy. Mr. Poster Board, 100-year mortgage guy. Comparing Trump to FDR, and FDR liked it because he's a ding-dong and doesn't understand his history.
But Thomas has, he's got his RV that he got
Harlan Crow.
And he's
off in his RV right now. He's doing real dumb things for somebody that's such a flammable RV. I'll just leave it like that.
Trips to Alaska.
He went and visited Republican congressman on Thursday or on Monday.
Where?
At Congress.
Oh,
at the Hill.
Jesus.
With such a flammable RV. Like, are you serious?
Not recommended by the FDA.
Burning RVs?
No, visiting in a flammable conveyance. Yeah.
All right, I'm all worked up. You want to talk about trans stuff?
Well, you're worked up, so I guess it's a good time.
Yeah. So the Supreme Court, can you break down this decision?
So essentially, they said that trans athletes can't compete in girls' sports.
Nope. Trans women can't compete in girls' sports.
Right.
Yeah. So I feel like there's an equal protection or equal they didn't say anything about trans boys.
That's true.
This kind of separate but equal shit, right?
What?
I don't because they're only worried about girls that went through male puberty or started to. They're only worried about that.
Sure. Okay.
But I just again I've got a lot to get to on this. So I'm torn. This is my least favorite take. I don't like how they got here. I don't like any decision on this one. I don't like any I hate this one. I hate this one so much because I want trans people to live the life that they want to be able to live.
Absolutely,
I don't want them to be restricted from being a full human. I can also understand that maybe you can have literally everything else in life, but you don't get to be a professional athlete while you're in middle school. I don't know. I hate it. I really hate it, And of course, there's arguments well, why don't the trans athletes have their own league? Because they can barely fund women's leagues. You think they're going to go out of their way for the 6 people that have? That's another thing. There's a handful of people across the country. I'm sorry, the woman in West Virginia that does shot put. Maybe we don't. Biological woman in West Virginia that feels slighted that you lost to this trans woman in West Virginia at shot put. God damn, I don't know that needs to go to the Supreme Court and everybody needs to have a fucking decision about this. Now, that said, their decision was states can make these decisions. So states can ban it. States don't have to ban it. They didn't say that they all have to ban it. That's worth pointing out. But then you get into the application, the practicality of it. Are they going to have pants inspections? Are we going to have high school gym teachers be the person that's going to be subjecting all of our daughters to this? Is that really? I mean, what about other news makes you think that's a good idea?
None of it. None of it. Yeah, and this has become the boogeyman of the right. You know, like it is like they're going to be using our bathrooms. They're going to be like all of that. And it's all like it's basically a non-issue. Like it's the most
statistically,
people,
right? Like
statistically,
like we
most
famously on this show talk about how like, look, it sucks to say this, but you're probably never going to interact with gun violence in your life. It's a scary thing, so it makes the news, but it's probably not going to be something that affects you. This is even less likely that you're going to be a middle school girl and have to deal with being in a sport that's
because it's 2026 and we're in this.
I mean, you're more
environment.
likely to have a very strong and muscular woman that's better than you. That's abnormally better than you, right?
Yeah,
like 3
that's
years
actually-
ahead of you, muscular wise, right? As a biological woman, right? Like that's more likely to be an issue. But you're going to blame it on the one trans person in another state, and you're going to make that your whole fucking identity. Riley Gaines tied for fifth.
Yep.
What about like intersex, right? Like there's this you're opening up a lot of questions here, right? Like people that haven't developed completely or developed in different ways. Like I just think we're running into a lot of weird.
We are.
I didn't mean to say weird in that way. But, again, Thomas in this one said something about like in his concurring opinion, he said that people. He talked about like people that feel like they're a man or a boy rather than describing it as like a clinical diagnosis, which is how you get there. Like conservatives like to think that somebody just wakes up one day and says this is how they feel and everybody has to bend over backwards for them. You have to go through a fucking diagnosis, like to be able to have them treat you as, you know, it's a, and like, dude, I hate to get all like propaganda on you and shit, but like they put people under MRIs and it's like, oh my gosh, this maps as to what we think a female brain is like.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, yeah, that's the people, you know, and this happens in nature in other species as well, where you know,
well, those species don't have competitive sports on.
This is true, but these things are not clear lines. That you know, there's a
well, you're going to talk about Republicans understanding subtlety.
Yeah, of course not.
I mean, maybe Republicans, but not MAGA.
Right.
So, isn't it crazy that in 2026 we're over here talking about taking rights from people? Like, I don't know. Like, doesn't it feel like I don't think that like every day we should be giving out new rights to more people, but it just feels like that we're taking rights away from people in 2026.
Yeah, it definitely feels like we're taking steps backwards as opposed to forwards, or even just maintaining the status quo. Yes.
And the people that are talking about doing this are saying it all in the under the guise of protecting little girls, protecting our girls, right? And those people are all still lying to cover up the fact that Jeffrey Epstein helped Donald Trump probably fuck that 14-year-old, or at least the FBI seemed to think that it was credible. And what was our distraction from that? Literally the next day, we triple tapped a girls' school in Iran with Tomahawk missiles. But God forbid there's a couple dozen female athletes that have higher bone density and muscle mass. We need to make the Supreme Court fucking decision about this. And this is all being led by a hysterical cult that reelected an adjudicated rapist, which, by the way, the Supreme Court denied to take up. We didn't even get to that one.
No, they said they wouldn't hear that case.
I don't expect you to say anything, respond to all that, other than damn, Dustin, that was a really good rant.
Damn, Dustin, that was a pretty good rant.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Yes.
Buddy. Getting all worked up. We're supposed to be funny about this. But, I mean, I don't know. Triple tapping a girls' school was a pretty funny joke there.
That was pretty great.
Saying Donald Trump fucked a 14-year-old. That part was pretty funny, I thought.
Really? Yeah. It was funny in a way that you don't laugh at, though. You know?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right.
Play GW.
That actually probably feels more appropriate because it's women's sports. She got beat by a man, Alan.
God damn it.
Yep. Let's talk about birthright citizenship. So in a 5-4 decision, actually in a 5-4 decision, you tell me, and I've got a clip of Big Mike finding out about the results live. So what happened?
So the executive order that Trump had issued saying that birthright citizenship was not a thing, the Supreme Court said, no, you cannot do that, Donald.
No, you cannot do that, Donald. So Mike Johnson, Big Mike, who jacks off with his son. Look it up. He's got an app. Him and his son go on the same app. If one of them is jacking off, they're like, oh, what are you watching? I'll jack off with you. It's a thing. Look it up. I'm not making this up. So he's having a press conference, and the news came down at the time. And
okay, I understand what the framers did, and when we added this to our constitutional order, I understood what the intent was. I think anybody who looks at this,
that the decision is children born in the United States, parents unlawfully or temporarily present, are subject to the jurisdiction of the United States and are citizens at birth under the 14th Amendment Citizenship Clause. What's your reaction to that, Mr. Speaker?
Well, I need to read the opinion, okay? But obviously you could say that's a textualist, originalist view. However, I do think that this has been grossly abused in recent years, okay? And that is the case that was being made by the plaintiffs in the case, and we're very sympathetic to that because it is a serious problem. We have it's become a birthing tourism, they call it, a trend where people will just come and you just come onto the soil and have your child.
Don't come on the soil. That's literally in the Bible. That's the example they use.
Yeah, that's definitely in the Bible. Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
They're able to avail themselves of the welfare state and everything else. It's been abused.
I have an idea. You can do something about the welfare state.
It's one of those things that was intended to serve a noble and important purpose and has been thwarted and overused and abused. And so I'm sure that we'll continue to look at that. I mean, I'm sure the conclusion from this opinion is going to be that you got to amend the Constitution to fix that. As we all know, it's a big challenge to amend the Constitution.
So this is another minute or so on this. Let's get to that point. Yes, that is where they've gone with this. So Congress, who hasn't done shit for literally decades, right? Anything they've passed, it's because they go past their deadline and then they do one big fucking decision once a year, right? Basically, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's the last thing they fucking did? Obamacare? Like,
they cut taxes for the rich, I think.
Okay, forgot about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, other than that, yeah. So Congress, who has just been a rubber stamp for the Trump administration, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're actually going to demand to be a co-equal branch of government for this. For fucking this. That's what happened this afternoon. I was shocked when I opened up my Instagram and I saw Andy fucking Ogles out here going like, well, guys, the Supreme Court fucked up. And don't worry, we're going to amend the Constitution. We're finally going to do something for you. We're going to make sure, like, what? Out of everything? What? That's crazy. Out of everything that we want from you guys to do, the thing that wakes you up is birthright citizenship, something that's been in existence forever.
Congressman Andy Ogles here. Breaking news. I don't know if you're paying
Don't fucking at me about how not exactly forever. I'm not dumb. It's 14 minutes.
attention, but the Supreme Court just had a horrible decision as it pertains to birthright citizenship. And I would even say really betrayed America when it comes to birthright.
Oh, we didn't get everything we ever wanted. How dare they make compromise and understand? Also, they dropped this shit last on purpose, right?
Of course.
And I knew it. When every decision came out and it wasn't this, it made me feel like I knew that this one was going to be this decision even more. Because they were like, okay, peace, we're out. I'm going on vacation. I'm getting in my RV.
Yep.
Right citizenship. So I have a bill that's going to address it from the legislative perspective. Look, we are co-equal branches of government. Our founding fathers warned us against an all too powerful judiciary. And
No, so hold on. Is that it? Was that really what they said? Was like the founding fathers, they were really concerned about too strong of a judiciary. Certainly nothing else. Never mind the entire first half of this show talking about the unitary executive branch.
Right. Yeah. What about
you
war
have
powers?
personally enabled Andy fucking Ogles with your signs in Tennessee that say supported by Donald Trump.
you see that playing out right now. So I have a bill. It'll be called Anchors Away, which, look, if
Oh, that's why they're playing the Marine Corps theme in the background. That's fucking cute. Or is it the Navy? Whatever. No, that's Anchors. That's the Navy, right? It's got to be.
I think it's the Navy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget, Marines are Navy. They don't like that one. They don't like that one. Yeah, so that's pretty hilarious. Separately, a federal judge blocked a Trump administration order today or last week requiring voter ID, requiring IDs to register to vote.
Right.
So that's like essentially one of his key parts of the SAVE Act. And then Mail-in voting was also shot down. This is kind of in a row. Did you have anything about the other one before I move on to mail-in voting, or do you just want to talk about it?
So this was mail-in vote. So the mail-in voting, but also specifically ballots that came in after the election was
talking
over.
about Mississippi, the other decision.
Mississippi.
Yes. So mail-in voting in the sense that, actually, please, I talk too much.
So Mississippi counts votes that come in, I think, like up to 5 days after the election is closed. A lot of these ballots come from like service members overseas, et cetera, right? And
Mississippi has a
so
lot of military members.
they had tried to stop this from happening, and the judge said, no, that's not.
Yes.
They're allowed to.
So
to
again, mail-in voting in Mississippi was shot down. There's a Mississippi law that they would count the vote up to 5 days after the election, as long as they were postmarked before,
previously.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, but what's important to parse out here is that the Supreme Court did not enforce that as a national standard, the 5 days thing, right? What they said was confirmation that the states run elections. Which is a complete undermining of Trump's SAVE Act, everything that Donald Trump wants in the SAVE Act, where they have these federal elections. And so like in California, it's 14 days, right? The states have control over their own elections and what their details are on mail-in voting. It's not an enforcement that you have to. It's that the states can make those decisions. The Supreme Court says, no, we don't do that.
Right.
Obviously, what Trump wants is to have a national paper ballot system, because paper ballots can be clumsy. They take longer for people to count. People have to count them by hand. They're slower and they make more mistakes. And what would happen is they'll be able to count the votes the night of the election. Rural counties that are more likely to vote for Trump will finish their count earlier. They'll see numbers they like. When they start to see the more populated cities that tend to vote more along the lines of Democrats, they'll say, hey, we're going to call this vote. I think that's suspicious that they're taking so long. How come everybody else has got theirs done? I just explained why. Rural precincts are able to count the less amount of people in a shorter time period. And they'll bring it all under doubt. And then they'll say, well, okay, we got to go back and hand count them. And they'll just say like, nope, the election's over. They introduce doubt. That's why he wants to do all this. That's the exact reason for the paper ballots. That's why he wants to have a national system where it's all uniform, so that he can control that.
Yes, essentially, he wants to to rig the election, which is hilarious, because that's what he claims the other side is trying to do.
Yeah. Which I think that he should take a look at, like Viktor Orban and how this corruption and stuff like that really worked out for him. So people get frustrated with that. I think we should talk about dark money in politics on the Friday show.
Yeah,
that's a lot more to get to. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, that was just Citizens finally. Hey, more neocon shit. Citizens United, just on steroids, right?
Yeah.
So this term came down to Citizens United and the Unitary Executive.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like 2005
It's
all
like
over
a
again.
wet dream for the neocons. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish Dick Cheney was alive for this. I don't actually wish that. I don't wish that. I take that back. Glad he's dead. Hey, he's one of these boomers that died, Alan. There was a Wall Street Journal. They did a generic ballot poll. We're going to go to half. They did a generic ballot poll that showed 51% of Republicans, 51% polled said they would vote for Democrats in 2028.
Without a name, that's generic.
2026, excuse me, at the midterms.
Yeah.
Okay, so they did a generic ballot poll where they don't have any names on it. They just say, like, who are you more likely to vote for, Democrats or Republicans? Right. And the Wall Street Journal, conservative, maybe they aren't always as conservatives want them to be, but it's not a left-leaning rag. It's sort of like an equal balance to the New York Times, I would say, right?
Yeah, I would say
that. So their poll showed 51% people select Democrats and 35% Republicans. Now, what's worth noting on this is in 2018, when the Democrats took back a bunch of seats in the House, the one I just told you, 51 to 35, that's a 16-point swing, right? Mm-hmm. So in 2018, when they took back the House and won a slew of seats, they had a 14-point swing. So this is even more
bigger than that.
We should see, yeah. The thing, though. In 2024, they had a similar one about who was going to win, Trump or Biden. Except they had Donald Trump or a generic Democrat. And generic Democrat won, but then the reality of the candidate sets in. So Democrats are probably going to put up, trans candidate.
Well, also, like I know what you're saying, but also, it remains to be seen what all the gerrymandering impact will be.
Yeah.
That's a whole huge factor, which we really don't know.
I should have sent you this. Did you see this? So Pew did like a huge America's 250 anniversary poll, research poll, right?
Okay.
So it covered a lot of bases. There was a couple of things in here that jumped out to me. So most Americans think the country's best days are behind them. 29% satisfied, 69% dissatisfied. Thinking about the future of the U.S., they think the country's best year are ahead of us, 40%, behind us, 59%.
Yeah, checks out.
They think that the economy will be stronger in 2050, though, which I think is like hope that we can get through this. And like people have to have hope in their investments. That seems like, hey, if I have investments, I'm not hoping on them not working, right?
Right.
But, you say 2050, that gives us time to read.
That's a big runway. Yeah.
Yeah. Right track, wrong track with presidents. Republicans 54% right track, but in 2022 is 10%. So it just really shows you who's in charge, how they change their mind. A few of these were kind of confusing to me. So 2026, I like this one. Well, I didn't like this one, but I think this one's worth noting. In 2026, the share of U.S. adults saying the year ahead will be better than the previous year is below 50%. And it's the lowest since before COVID. So the spike on this was 2020, where they were like, look, 2021 has to be better than 2020. And it's only gone down since then.
It can't possibly be worse.
And now it's even worse than going into 2020.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Most people see no insight in the partisan division. There's a lot in here I think that's worth looking at. There was another poll that I thought was really noteworthy. So Fox News, let me open this one. Fox News, I mean, just keep in mind when I tell you this came from Fox News.
Yes, okay.
So that's so many ads. God, Fox News is such a dog shit website. According to a national survey released for the America 250, only about when asked what one word describes the U.S. today, so people had to pick one word to describe the U.S. today. You follow me?
Okay, an adjective, yes. Okay.
Yes, or an adverb. Some of these end in ing.
Okay, all right.
Wait, that's a verb. Fuck, Alan.
Let's not get caught up on
Adverbs
the grammar.
tend to end in ly. I remember that rule.
Yes.
Wait, well, you started it. When asked what one word describes the United States, 2/3 of the voters chose a negative word, such as failing, divided, struggling, or corrupt. Only a quarter used positive words, freedom, great, powerful, or strong. A quarter. Look at this word cloud.
Oh, wow.
Messy, hot mess, bad, confusing, sad, divisive, embarrassing, conflict, crossroads, chaotic, crazy, corruption.
And it's like, okay, so these are Fox News viewers,
people that answer a Fox poll. I mean, I'd hang up, wouldn't you? Yeah, actually, I'd probably answer it.
I guess like it makes sense on some level because that's the doom and gloom that they kind of preach over there. But
yeah.
your guy has been in power for a year and a half. Like what? Like like this is, wow,
it's crazy, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we skip doing a half and just keep going?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
You don't mind?
No.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's check in over on the America 250 stage, see how things are going at America's State Fair. When I mentioned this before we were recording, I think you didn't know about what I'm talking about. So
I don't think I did.
On the mall, not the Mall of America in Minnesota, but at the mall, the National Mall, where they where they stained the glass 8647, stained the grass. Poisoned the grass, whatever, Alan. On the big grass.
The big
over
grass.
by the Washington Monument, right?
Yeah.
Over where that lake is.
The reflecting.
We got a pond update at the end of the show. Okay.
Oh, sweet. I was worried.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Last week we talked about his pool guy who looked like a total slime ball.
Yes.
Today we've got another company that's involved in it that's going to surprise you because you're going to recognize the name of the company and you're going to be like, I'm sorry, what?
Okay.
They do pool repairs. It turns out not well. Okay. So this is today. 11 a.m. on Tuesday at the Great American State Fair. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say Great American State Fair?
It's the week-long celebration or 2
They
week
have
long.
a big fucking stage up there. And it's like,
yeah.
I get it. It's the middle of the day on Tuesday, but like, I don't know. It's also the week of, like, nobody's on the roads here in Nashville. Like, everybody's on vacation. I would imagine going to D.C. right now on our 250th anniversary. On our 200th anniversary, people were there, right? Like,
Right.
you should, but he ruined it. Trump ruins everything he touches.
The feast.
Like, from
It's
his
ruined.
casinos to his
Yeah.
steaks to his waters to his, girl beauty contest competitions. Ew.
If I were a DC native, I would be getting the fuck out of DC right now. Like, I would not
wouldn't
want
even Airbnb. I don't want the heathen in my fucking house.
go to
You're
West
never gonna be able
Virginia.
to scrub the MAGA out of your
No.
walls. Oh God. Okay, so this is what it showed. So he's gonna do a pan and scan of the crowd. Okay, this is
Okay.
11 o'clock today. It almost sounds like they're
Wow.
doing the cantina.
That's a lot of people on that stage.
There are, in fact, more people on stage now.
Than
In
the
their credit,
crowd.
they have in their credit. That's a lot of people on the stage. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a big horn section.
It
there
is.
are more people on the stage than when they pan around the entire mall. Watch. It's like 9.
Wow.
Maybe 15 people.
Do you have to pay to get in, or is this free?
Yeah, that better be free.
That better be free. That
Look
should
at how
be
empty-
free.
Look at how empty that is.
There's nobody there.
Got me. Oh, sorry, I got in.
Everybody went to the beach. They just decided,
Yeah, they
"Nah,
were in
fuck
Rehoboth.
this." Yeah,
Yeah. They were. How was my Rehoboth poll?
Very good.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Yeah.
It's the only one I know because I heard Don and Mike talking about it. Here's what else was going on there. So in this clip, Alan, hold on, let me get it to load. In this clip, what you're about to see is who's Michael Knowles? Is Michael Knowles the throat goat?
Maybe
He might be. Yeah.
Maybe.
There's a rumor that there's one of these guys in the MAGA manosphere that's super anti like trans women and women in sports, or trans women in girls sports, who is secretly an exceptional blowjay giver. But I can't prove that. It's just a rumor. That's the rumor. That's the rumor.
Daily Wire since 2016. Okay, all right.
What? Oh, Daily. Yeah. Were you looking up throat goat though? You got an answer?
No,
there?
I was just. I didn't do that. No, I was just looking at Knowles.
Let's go, girl.
All right, so here is Knowles, Michael Knowles that we're talking about, who is having a debate with a 10-year-old girl.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Salem witch trials went a little far, I would say.
Jesus Christ, the Salem witch trials went a little far.
But the one area where the Salem witch trials went a little far.
Oh, not the whole trials, just one area where it went a little far. Wow, the modifiers in that sentence.
I would say they weren't organized enough. So you had these like random judges, kind of burning these ladies. I don't know if they were guilty or not, but
He's saying this to a 10-year-old girl.
You don't know if they were guilty or not?
Of being a witch?
What the fuck?
In 2026, I'm gonna feel comfortable saying they were not in fact
They were
witches.
not guilty. I'm going to say that. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
hold on. Is that what I didn't notice that. I was too hung up on the fact that he's debating a 10-year-old
There
girl,
is that- there's
which to
also
me
that.
seems a little unfair. I don't think that men should be participating in women's debates. And I think that he should not be the person that is making me say that.
some judges, kind of burning these ladies. I don't know if they were guilty or not.
I don't know if they were guilty or not.
What?
But I think if it were more formalized, built up a little bit more, maybe with like a grand inquisitor or something. That would have been a bit.
Fascism.
Why?
Fascism is better.
Oh,
They
is that
weren't
what
fascist
Grand
enough.
Inquisitor, is that what you hear? Grand Inquisitor makes you think of fascism?
Well, he wants it to be more, organized, more
Yeah,
structured.
if it was more organized. Yeah, if we just had like even more of a mob, right?
If they had Hugo Boss suits, maybe it would be better.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
To
Let's
a
get to the end of this
10-year-old.
clip. Well, let's see what the 10-year-old has to say, Alan.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think it was Babe Ruth or Jackie Robinson that said baseball
But the
This motherfucker. She's over here saying this.
Jackie Robinson that said,
And he's over here doing this.
But the one area where the Salem witch trials went a little far.
God damn it. You can't even make this shit up. Like, this is just fucking incredible.
Sometimes I feel like that's like a go-to phrase. Be like, you can't even make this shit up. But I mean, dude,
That's literally
Michael Knowles on America's 250 at an empty fucking lawn,
right,
debating a 10-year-old girl about the Salem witch
The
trials.
Salem witch trials.
And says, I don't know if they were guilty or not.
Yeah.
Okay. Being witches. I don't know. I didn't see if they
I don't know.
floated.
I wasn't
Maybe
there.
They floated.
Maybe they did.
sank. Did you put a cat in the bag? The Greeks would have put a cat in the bag. You know about that? Greeks would put cats in a bag with someone as torture.
Yeah.
And they dip them in the water. Poor cats.
Yeah.
Not Pompey.
Also the people. Poor people. Yeah.
Well, if it was Pompey, I'd feel bad for the people. He'd sneeze all over them. That motherfucker hasn't come back, by the way. We treated
Really?
him so good. Oh my God, we treated him so good. This motherfucker. He's like, no. I'm
For
gonna
how
die
long?
outside. I don't know. Like over a week, probably 2 weeks now.
Oh shit.
Dude.
Yeah, he chose.
I tried.
He chose his own path. You know.
Yes,
like-
no, and he complained if we didn't let him. And so
Yeah.
we saw him when we were walking, and he was hanging out at that bitch's house that fucking stole our cat. I was like, enjoy our cat. She's like, you know this? You know Pompey? I'm like, yes, he's my cat. He's got a fucking name tag with our address and phone number on it. Don't act weird, you dumb bitch. And an air tag. You know, like you're just weird. Like, please. Last time we scrubbed all the snot off the walls, we're like, you know what? Fine, but like. Don't be a dumb bitch. I mean, maybe she's just actually a dumb bitch. I mean, I forgot about that. It's always a possibility.
It's always a possibility.
Go, girl.
Yeah. Never assign malice when it could just be a dumb bitch.
Just be a dumb bitch. Nope. Sorry. No, God, here.
No.
There we go. They're all right next to each other. Should we do a little bit of the Trump cult?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm going to play this clip for you. So JD Vance, he made some statements. Did you see these statements talking about Nixon?
Yes, I did.
What do you think this is? Like, is he trying to do a revisionist history of Nixon, or is he trying to reframe his boss as normal? Should the audience hear the quote first, or are we good to set it up with your take on that first?
I think so. It's weird because he says that he's always liked Nixon in this quote, in this clip, and he clearly didn't, because he said he didn't in those texts that we got access to, where he said that Trump was like America's Hitler. He also said something about Nixon.
Good pull. I don't remember that. Jesus, is that just off the dome? I haven't.
Yeah.
Man. Oh wow, good call.
So like, this is very strange, and I can't tell if he's just trying to be an edgelord and thinks it's like cool.
Okay. I just need to stop you right there. I know it's 2026. I still don't really know what an edgelord means, because I keep thinking it means something else. Like
just
you can't tell me that an
pushing the political envelope, I think, is what that.
Well, I think this word's been hijacked by other people.
Okay, well, let's play the clip.
Why don't we call them Goon Lords?
You know what? It's not a bad idea. Yeah.
All right, here's the clip.
Okay.
I'm actually fascinated by Nixon as a character in history. I think that his historical legacy is enjoying a bit of a renaissance, but I think deservedly so.
It's
definitely not.
In your circles, it's not. In mine, it is.
Oh, okay.
All right.
You should be aware of that.
His historical legacy is enjoying a bit of a renaissance, but I think deservedly so. As I joked with Robert backstage, if Watergate happened tomorrow, it would be like a 12-hour news story. Like, the idea that it would have taken down a presidency is crazy.
Can I translate that for you?
Sure.
Watergate was nothing compared to what we were getting away with.
Right.
Like, his handlers are like, hey, we're going to put you on a tour. Your mission right now is to try to run for president in 2028. So you need to make yourself a little bit more appealing. People really have trouble like connecting with you. You seem to sort of be like, you know, a weather vane that blows whichever the wind blows, and nobody really trusts you. You just need to show people like the softer, more relatable side of JD Vance. He's like, I got it. Nixon did nothing wrong, and Donald Trump is way worse. I can't believe that they got that guy out of there, and Trump's still in office doing way worse. Right?
Yes,
No?
and this is also
Corruption
this is not,
doesn't matter. Don't pay attention to Viktor Orban. Like,
saying that this is progress, that it's better, because if Nixon existed now, it would have been a 12-hour news cycle and he would have been fine. That's not better.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's not.
This not
Did
better.
you see the venue? Did you see where this was?
Oh, I didn't see it. No.
It was at the Nixon Library.
Oh, of course.
Which makes sense, right?
Yeah, that checks out.
Okay. Yeah. So again, this is actually him being a weather vane, being like, so you guys all like Nixon here? Hey, you know what? In that case, now like think about it. Now hear it all again under the context of him just being like, which way is the wind blowing?
Right.
Oh, you guys are the Nixon Library. I got something to say here.
I'm actually fascinated by Nixon.
As Alan pointed out, he specifically said in his text messages that he thought Nixon was, terrible or whatever, right? Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
As
And that's what he says in private.
Right.
Character in history, I think that his historical legacy is enjoying a bit of a renaissance, but I think deservedly so. As I joked with Robert backstage, if Watergate happened tomorrow, it would be like a 12-hour news story. Like the idea that it would have taken down a presidency is crazy. And by the way,
did you hear one person clap?
Right.
One is crazy. And by the way, if you look at the story,
that guy is so tone deaf that he couldn't be like, "Yeah, dude, I don't know. I think this is a bad take." Everybody else is like, "Look, we're literally at the Nixon Library, and we're like, I don't know." One guy's like, "Hell yeah, that's my guy."
By the way, if you look at the story of how the deep state took down Richard Nixon, it's not all that different from what the same groups of people, the same institutions tried to do to Donald Trump in the first Trump administration.
Yeah, it's just, like, look, if you were to compare what the Nixon, what took down Nixon to us, you would end up calling those people like a third-rate burglary. Oh, wait a second. Oh, wait,
the plumbers.
That's the plumbers. That's what they did. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's almost like Nixon hired a bunch of idiots to do stupid shit. Gordon, fucking Liddy.
Yeah. It's almost like that's what happened.
All right. I'll tell you what this is. We're having a lot of fun. I'll tell you exactly what this is. So anybody who has spent any time around Trump has said that over a long enough time period, he starts talking about Nixon. And when he talks about Nixon, he says, Nixon didn't fight back enough. He should have gone Roy Cohn route and just like browbeat those senators that threatened to vote against him, right? He should have let it go to the Senate, and he should have beat those senators so that they were afraid to actually vote against him. Trump says this all the time. Anybody who spent time around him talks about that. Knowing that, this is just JD in public trying to show Daddy, I listened to something that Daddy said, and I'm going to repeat it in public so that he can hear it and know that I'm saying something that I can show him that I heard what he said.
Yeah, Rubio didn't say it. I said
it. It's actually disgusting when you think of it that way.
It is pretty gross.
It's sad. I don't feel bad for him, but it's sad.
Yes, it is. It's gross and sad. Yes.
Like I said, he's trying to soften his image, but his ambition recognizes what he has to do to win over like the party that he's in, and it's drawing him into some real dark waters where he's saying stupid shit like this.
And he can't swim. He can't.
Right.
Like, this is donut shop man.
Yes.
Like, he just doesn't have the skill set to do this at all. Yeah.
There's more Best of the Trump cult. This is Mike Johnson. So Big Mike, after the Democratic Socialists won all those races last week.
In New York.
Yeah, in New York, which is worth pointing out because they had other races where like generals that got fired by the Trump administration because they were black or something. I don't know. I actually don't know who they're, but I know that like people with military history that are not socialists won several other races around the country. But the ones in New York where the Democratic Socialists have their mayor and have, that control over that party are exercising that control. We're successful. And that is worth focusing on, but you're playing into MAGA's hand to act like that's what's sweeping the country. And it's been several weeks of Reason Magazine, who's a libertarian organization, really talking like socialism is spreading across the country. I just don't think it is.
It's not.
I mean, it is in the sense that like people are younger and younger. Like the average person enrolled as DSA in this country went from like over the course of like 10 years, went from in their 60s to in their 20s and 30s, which has to do with demographics, but it also has to do with people feeling like, okay, well, you two are not solving anything for me. I'm going to go to someone else.
100%. Yeah.
And libertarians all caved in and acted like Republicans. Like they do every fucking time they get someone in office. Like they did it under Reagan. They're like, oh, we're still libertarians, but we like trickle down and all that shit. So you lose people, and it takes you decades to get people back into the libertarian movement. Meanwhile, socialists are over there like, I don't know, maybe like we should make all these rich people pay more.
Yeah.
And people that don't feel like they're getting their fair
system.
share feels like that. Like, look, if you're living okay, you can have a trillionaire. But if we're not living okay, we're going to eat that person.
Yep. Let them eat cake.
I talked over you. I'm sorry.
No, it's just the dysfunction in the political system has driven people to that place, right? That's why they're there, especially younger people. Yeah.
Not going to lie, Alan. My way was a lot more provocative than that. I talked about eating someone. I mean, you got to come out with a little more heat, okay, buddy? All right, I'm just kidding. So the Democratic Socialists of America have been having some success. And so you've seen Republicans go back to, or MAGA, go back to the lowest common denominator in their political campaigns. I got 2 clips for you. One is Mike Johnson inadvertently making the DSA look cool as hell.
The insurgent left is taking over. Now, listen, I don't know if you've seen this, and if anybody shared it from the podium, and if they have, forgive me for repeating it, but the DSA, the Democrat Socialists of America, it sounds so innocuous, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. Don't say that. This is their platform. Listen, this is actually quotes from their platform that they published, I think, about a day or 2 ago.
What is going? This guy is normally a smooth criminal. What was all that internal monologue? He sounds like me, where I'm fighting myself in my mind while I talk.
That was weird. Yeah,
that was weird. That was unusual for him.
As well.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, here we go. He's about to make the DSA look cool as hell.
You can find this on the internet. Okay, here's just a sample of what they're about. They put this on paper. They're saying the quiet things out loud. Abolish the Electoral College, replace the two-party system with a multi-party democracy. Expand the House of Representatives.
Did he just, like, sarcastic democracy?
I think he did. He
What
did
happened?
sarcastic democracy. Oh, no.
I backed up. It's okay. It'll be okay, Alan. Just
Okay.
give it a second.
All right.
The insurgent left is taking over. Now, listen. This is their platform. Listen, this is actually quotes from their platform that they published, I think, about a day or 2 ago. You can find this on the internet. Okay, here's just a sample of what they're about. They put this on paper. They're saying the quiet things out loud.
Oh, my God, get to it.
Abolish the Electoral College, replace the two-party system with a multi-party democracy. Expand the House of Representatives. Implement proportional representation.
I mean, I've come on here in the last month and asked for both of those 2 things.
I would agree with all of those things.
Okay.
Yes, let's do that.
There's
Let's
still
do that.
more.
And ranked choice voting in all elections.
That one I could take or leave, but
establish public ownership of the largest corporations and essential industries to ensure democratic control and accountability to the people. Abolish ICE and grant amnesty for all. End sanctions on
Define all.
Cuba, Venezuela, and Iran.
End sanctions on Cuba, Venezuela, and Iran. You had me on the first 2.
Free
yeah, we already
Palestine.
did Iran, didn't we? I think we.
Yeah. how about this one?
End sanctions on Cuba, Venezuela, and Iran. Free Palestine. Quote, for a free Palestine with Jerusalem as its capital. End all military and economic aid to Israel. Prosecute U.S. and Israeli leaders responsible for the genocide in Gaza.
Okay.
Abolish the carceral state. Quote, redirect police and prison funding to public services as steps towards abolishing the carceral forces of the capitalist state. Y'all, it goes on and on and on.
Yeah, these guys sound cool as hell.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
I like
you guys are
all
really
of these
fun.
things.
Like, you know what? This actually sounds like a really good list to start off with. It's basically the opposite of Project 2025. They should call it Project America First.
That, you know what? Yes, I concur. Fantastic.
And then here's Trump's tweet going to the same well. Oh, page is not available. That's fine.
Oh.
Darn, you know what, Alan? You don't get to listen to me read Trump's tweet about the same. He's just like, communism fails. It's always failed. They're just going back to like something. Because again, like Trump, I mean, dude, think about this. And I'm not the first person to say this, but Trump's heyday was the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Big New York real estate dude. It went into the 90s, but his heyday was the 80s in terms of what he represented of America, right?
Yes.
So in that same sense, it's just people that want to relive Reagan again. And they think they are doing that with someone who reminds them of that on death's fucking door, you know? On possibly an experimental drug, maybe, if you believe Ted Lieu.
45 years ago.
Yeah.
That's how long ago that was.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And then speaking of Big Mike, he said that he's going to send the housing bill that got passed last week, but then Trump refused to sign it because he wants the Save America Act.
Right.
even though that's faced a bunch of inhibitants. Like, why would anybody vote on that when judges are actively like, you can't do this, right? So they're going to try to vote on that anyways. So Mike Johnson said he passed that to Trump to put it on Trump's desk so that he could sign it. Trump, when talking about that, said it's of minor importance. That's a quote, of minor importance.
No big deal.
Housing crisis, yeah. Once handed this, the president, it starts a 10-day clock where, okay, I've gotten this straight in my head. They passed that with enough of a vote that it would override it, even if he did a pocket veto. Pocket veto is where it sits in the president's desk for 10 days, and if he doesn't sign it,
he just
doesn't
ignores
really
it.
veto it, but it goes away, right?
Yeah.
So that would still become law of the land, I think, unless Congress is out of session. I could be wrong. Maybe it still would go, because maybe that would only be the case. It would go back to Congress, but then if they're not in session, it wouldn't work. But it doesn't have to go back to Congress because it had enough votes. Either way, he's acting tough. Like, he's like, no, I'm sending this to the president anyway. No, you're not. Dumb. Coward.
It automatically happens, I think. Yeah.
So this one would automatically pass through, you think, even if he didn't sign this? Okay. Well, that's good. We could use it. This would make a real impact. Here's Trump talking about that.
For the housing bill, Mr. President, are you?
I don't know.
God damn, he looks like death, right?
He really does.
I think it's so unimportant by compared to the Save America Act. I think the Save America Act is exactly what it says. It's saving America from crooked elections.
That's why they called it that, Alan.
And the housing bill is
right
a
there
bill
in the
that
name.
can get approved. They worked on it long and hard. It's
But I don't like it because Democrats voted for it. Watch, that's what he says.
very bipartisan.
So I don't like it because it was bipartisan.
That means the Democrats like it. I think it's maybe even it's probably maybe more that way they're getting things that I wouldn't necessarily agree to.
They compromised. So I don't like it because I didn't just get everything I want. This is a petulant child, right? Like, this is the opposite of what we should want in politics, right?
Yes, 100%. I'm sorry. I was distracted by him saying long and hard, and I think maybe that should be isolated. But
okay.
Nobody knows more than housing in the history of the presidency. Nobody did well like me in housing.
Have you seen this clip?
No.
What do you think he's going to say next?
Oh, that he's the best builder of all time and he builds all the good things?
You would think that, right? You would think that it was something along those lines.
Ballrooms, perhaps?
It might surprise you, the direction. So he's going to talk about how good he is in the world of housing, right?
Okay.
I made a lot of money. I made a lot of money with housing.
Look, nobody knows more about housing. I made a lot of money in housing. It's like, okay, well, so did Woodcrest Homes. I don't know. Why did I pick that brand?
But when I look at that bill, it's a bill. But
when I look at that bill, it's a bill, Alan.
Look at the Save America Act. It's about saving America.
When I look at the housing bill, it's a bill. But when I look at the Save America Act, it's about saving America. And it's not a bill; it's an act.
And I'd like to.
That's a verb, maybe.
Have the Save America Act added on this.
Will you sign that housing bill?
I have not. It hasn't been sent to me yet. It's coming. I understand. And then I'll make it. Here's what I would like to sign. Much more than a bill. That big deal. It's a yawn.
It's a yawn.
It's a yawn.
Oh,
it's boring.
That's going in campaign ads, right?
Yes, 100%. Affordability is a hoax, and the housing bill is a yawn. That's yeah.
Who even says that?
Apparently, our president.
Good point. But who says that? Like when affordability's on the line, right? Like just. Between that and birthright citizenship, right? Like,
yeah.
So think about
so many own goals here,
right?
But this guy, seems to survive own goals.
Okay,
but
like going into the Supreme Court decision today,
yeah,
this was the big focus. Is I'll give you your housing bill as long as we get the Save America, the voting. Yeah. The federal government controls states' voting rights. And then that got overturned, right? Like that.
Yes.
So that's still a challenge. He's still going to want that. But then today, he's like, nope, we're gonna have we're gonna make a co-equal branch of government, and the Congress is gonna stand up, and we're gonna have a congressional constitutional amendment to remove birthright citizenship. Okay, you know what? If it goes through that, I won't like it, but it went through Congress. But I'm gonna bet that you don't have the attention span or the political capital to do both of those.
Nope.
And he just burnt through all of his bridges when he primaried all his Republicans.
Yep.
And they don't have any appetite to listen to him, and they don't fucking have to anymore because they're in their primary races now. They don't have to make him happy because they don't have to worry about the primaries. They just have to beat a Democrat.
Yep.
This is not going to do well for them in the midterms. I actually think that the best thing that could happen is they're going to have their attention split. Yeah, how are you going to pass the Save America Act now anyways? We're voting in 4 months.
It's dead on arrival, right? Like this is just not happening. Yeah. So he can take his ball and go home. That's what's going to happen, I assume.
I think we'll do this in the hidden track. So we've been talking about Tom Kean a bit on this show, where Tom Kean's the senator that had undisclosed health issues. We didn't know where he was. Not senator, congressman.
MIA.
MIA. Yeah. Flies like paper, gets high like planes. He made one vote to approve ICE raids in the cities, and then he's been gone for 4 months. Missed over 100 votes. I think it was like 130 votes.
Yeah.
4 months paid vacation, apparently, with a mystery illness. Didn't he have to tell his boss why he's there, right?
Yeah. Must be nice.
And then today, he made his announcement about what it was. Now, keep in mind, during this time, he was able to execute stock trades and do things like that, but he wasn't able to make a quick video explaining where he is and what he's going through.
There were no cameras, Dustin. That's what he said.
No cameras, right.
Yeah.
So, his aides were like, there's no cameras in the facility or something like that. It's like, yikes. So it's like, okay, medical situation sounds like, and like, I respect that, right? There's HIPAA laws, things like that. The speculation went from like a stroke patient to maybe he had, botched plastic surgery, which is kind of a weird one.
Rehab, something like that.
Rehab was a popular option. So it came out today that I'm getting their video ready. So he made a statement today. He's in public. He's back on the job.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today with deep gratitude for.
That sounds like a guy who had a stroke. I'm not going to lie, man.
There's a little something going on there, yeah.
The patience, the kindness, the prayers, and the concern that have been shown to me and my family over the course of the last several months. This is not an easy speech for me to give. I am a private person by nature.
You ran for political office.
Thank you. You said it.
And I have spent most of my life talking about the people that I represent, the issues facing our communities, and the work that continues to be done.
Right. Anyways, he says he's depressed, which, treat mental illness seriously, but it's weird that like it takes you 4 months to say that's what you're. I call bullshit. I just call bullshit. This seems fun. What kind of weird 4-month depression you've been institutionalized? I in fact don't think that people should be trusting you to represent them if you can't show up for 4 fucking months. Like they need to replace you. Like if you can't show up to your job, those people are like, you represent your constituents. You haven't shown up to work for 4 months. I have 5 sick days a year.
You're saying you don't have 120? Yeah, that's. It
doesn't matter if I'm sad.
Yeah.
Which I'm sympathetic to.
Sure. As am I.
Meanwhile, Mitch McConnell's probably dead. We still haven't seen Mitch McConnell. Oh, it doesn't exist anymore. There was a 911 call to him being unresponsive back on like the
really
or whatever. We haven't seen him since then. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's a fake. Maybe that's why it's got pulled down. I don't know. I think the rest of this we can do on.
HT tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll do it on Friday.
Okay.
Democrats had a funny line out there. Do you know they changed the name of the Big Beautiful Bill?
No.
Well, so you do know this. They changed the name of the Big Beautiful Bill to the One Big Beautiful Bill. Remember
yes,
that?
of course. Yeah,
they were like, it's the OBBB. For some
Yes.
reason, they didn't like BBB. Maybe they missed Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm not sure. Branding-wise, they didn't want to be affiliated with a failed retail giant.
Perhaps.
So they're changing it now to the Working Families Tax Cut Plan, something like that. And like Democrats had a press conference where they're like, I I know I didn't vote on anything called this. They're just changing the name of it because the one big beautiful bill is not popular.
Yeah, because it gives tax cuts to the rich and it fucks everybody else.
No, Alan, it's working families. It's right in the name, just like the Save America Act is about saving America.
Definitely not.
Alan.
It's not nominative determinism, okay? Like it's not the same thing.
All right. Yeah. Well, let's take a look over at the media bias page over at the whitehouse.gov.
Yes.
So over here, look at that. Would you look at that? It's still the same one they've had for several months. Which is interesting because in the time period since they haven't changed this, there's been things that they've said the left has lied about the reflecting pool, inflation data. He keeps saying it's the hottest in the country. He could try to deny what Maggie Haberman and Jonathan Swan had put in their book Regime Change about like the secret Epstein tapes that they were conversations they were having in the Situation Room. Plenty of things to deny there. They're just not doing. They just want to talk about Jonathan Reiner and Katie Boldon, who, by the way, Jonathan Reiner was Dick Cheney's doctor. So,
yeah. Don't forget that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Do you want a reflecting pool update, and we'll get out of here?
Sure.
Okay. So on June 22nd, like around the last time we did an episode, there was a statement by get ready, Alan.
Okay. I'm seated. I am ready.
Rhino Linings.
Rhino.
You know, the people that do the spray liners in the truck beds.
Okay. Yeah.
The truck. Yeah. Sorry, Rhino Linings. The reflecting pool repair company. I'm talking about Rhino Linings, the reflecting pool repair company, not the truck. Yeah.
The New York financier of reflecting pool companies.
So Rhino Linings confirmed that they are aware of localized finish coat separation. This is a quote. They are aware of localized finish coat separation at the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool. The company clarified that the issue affects only the top aesthetic layer, while the underlying waterproofing membrane remains functional and that corrective actions are being implemented. Another thing I saw that came out this last week, I didn't know, maybe other people knew this, but there is a line straight down the center of the Lincoln, of the reflecting pool. That is a drain line that's and then that's covered with like I guess this membrane. I'm not sure. I wonder if that got affected when they drove all the fucking cars across it. You know, might have something to do with it.
Could
be
possibly. Yeah,
neither here nor there. One last thought on the reflecting pool for this week. Isn't it ironic that the Greek mythological myth? Can I try it again without slurring?
Yeah, sure. Do it again.
Isn't it ironic that the Greek mythological figure Narcissus, his downfall was a reflection in a pool?
It is.
All right.
It is quite ironic.
Narcissus of all people, right?
Imagine that.
Yeah, I know. But you have to connect those dots, you know. Maybe you can figure it out. It's a real mystery there. All right. Anyways, if you'd like to support this program, head on over to nuntaken.horse. It's a website. And we'll be back tomorrow with some more dumb bullshit.
Indeed, we will.
Broadcast day.
Have fun storming the castle.
Jeeves, bring me the battery acid.
It's not for women.
When a guy's banging you,
Y'all let me in his damn house.
oh, how about that?
Come in the name of peace.
LMFAO.
So what in the world is this?
Trump's pee-pee.
Why would you say something that stupid?
I come without explanations or solutions. I'm a very sexy lady, cat turd.
I will not suffer this harlot.
How great! An anti-American Marxist.
Ted Cruz, go fuck yourself.
Read the news.
China is asshole.
God bless the United States.
Bye-bye.
Now this is
Podcasting.
Bye-bye still gets me. Drive safe, buddy.
Cheers. That was fun.
That was Maga de Lindest.
Indeed.